And here I am in detention again. I gotta be careful that I don't sound too positive about this.
My good name?
Josh. Today we are flying the infamous Russian-built Sukhoi Superjet, who had a very troubled past, including 2 fatal crashes that took a huge hit on its reputation. But now, with heavy international sanctions and no way for Russia to buy Western jets, the Sukhoi jet is becoming the backbone of the country's aviation sector. So I took a trip on the plane from Sochi all the way to Istanbul to show you what it's like to fly the Russian-manufactured plane. Guys, a beautiful good morning from Sochi, famously known for hosting the Winter Olympics in 2014 and a very popular tourist destination within Russia. But today we are flying the Russian manufactured and built and designed Sukhoi Superjet from Sochi all the way to Istanbul on Rossiya, which I personally think is the best airline in Russia. So let's do this and let's go to Turkey.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So a lot of you guys have been asking, Josh, what is it like traveling in Russia during the sanctions? How bad is it? Which companies are still here? So after traveling Russia for a week, I can tell you that most of the companies are still here. And if they aren't, like Burger King, for instance, is one of them, KFC. And if they aren't here anymore, then they're still here under a different name. For instance, McDonald's, a lot of like clothing companies as well. They just changed their names, but it's like still pretty much available. The only real hassle like traveling Russia where the sanctions really bite is the fact that you can't use your card for any transaction, so you have to bring a lot of cash into the country, which is a little bit annoying. But you can also still book flights through trip.com just by using a Turkish IP address. So if you sort this out beforehand, because that's the most expensive thing, then you're kind of okay and you get along here. It hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. With 7 million annual passengers, Sochi is Russia's 5th busiest airport, right after the major Moscow airports and St. Petersburg. It's also one of the last remaining airports to offer direct flights to Europe, operated by Air Serbia to Belgrade. Hello, how are you? Say again? Istanbul, yes. Alright, beautiful. Spasiba, thank you. Spasiba, thank you. So guys, I'm all checked in for my Rossiya Superjet flight to Istanbul. That was the easy part. The worrying part is now going through immigration. If you watched part 1 of my Russian aviation series, you probably noticed that I was held at immigration for 3 hours for like further interrogation, and with a lot of people trying to escape the mobilization and being from an unfriendly country, exiting Russia could also be a problem. So let's see how that goes. So guys, and here I am in detention again. No, I'm at the business class lounge, which does look like a World War II bunker. But no, it was an absolute bliss going to immigration. There was an immigration officer. She was probably my age. She was really lovely, very kind. So kind of restored faith in Russian immigration again. But as I said in the first video, I can totally understand their measures. It's a country at war, so they got to be cautious, they got to be careful. However, now, since I cleared immigration, it's time to focus on the one and only Sukhoi Superjet. Rossiya is the largest operator of the Sukhoi Superjet, with 78 in active service at the moment. They were all previously operated by Aeroflot, but after the 2019 crash, the airline decided to sell them. Now they are operating mostly domestically, but also on a few international flights such as Istanbul. The flight ticket cost me around $350 in business class. Fun fact, Rossiya is also the world's largest 747-400 operator. Now, let's get on board and see what they are all about. Hi, how are you?
Приятного полета.
So guys, and here we are. Welcome on board the infamous Sukhoi Superjet to Istanbul. I've flown on the Superjet twice before in the past 2 days, and to be honest, I loved it. So let's see how this experience is going to sum up. So the one thing that I didn't like about this seat is what I experienced on my previous 2 flights. There's like no power outlets, no USB slots. So there's no way like to actually charge your personal devices. Yeah, in 2023, I think that's a given, but no idea why that is. And there's also no in-flight entertainment other than the in-flight magazine. Some water, please. Yes. Thank you. So first call of action, a welcome drink from the crew, which is very lovely, and on my 2 previous flights as well. What stood out for me was the crew, amazing, very hardworking, very friendly as well, and yeah, so far so good. Hey.
My name is Evgenia and my colleague is Alisa.
Nice to meet you.
May I ask your name?
Josh.
Josh,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Still water. Still
with
water.
lemon?
With lemon, that would be nice, yes. No dessert for me.
Okay,
Спасибо,
thank
thank you, Evgenia. So guys, we are 20 minutes into the flight and I have a delicious, glorious meal in front of me. It looks fantastic. In terms of presentation, it looks fresh, it looks yummy. I hope it tastes the way it looks like. And yeah, so let's dig in and let's see what it tastes like. I'm not gonna lie. Outstanding. One of the best fish I've ever had on any flight. Really, really good. Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you very much. Coffee would be nice with milk. Yeah, thank you. So that was an excellent lunch experience, and now I have this lovely cup of coffee sitting in front of me, and I gotta be careful that I don't sound too positive about this, because on my recent video when I featured the Comac 919, the Chinese manufactured plane, there were a lot of people in the comments, especially from the West, who belittle efforts of other nations to set a foot in the aviation industry, to join the market, call it unsafe, call it hilarious, to just make fun of it. And that's where I don't see it that way, right? I feel like China has every right, and so has Russia, to build airplanes. And I think the Sukhoi is a very competitive jet from my experience, from a customer experience. And so is the Comac, so I don't think there's anything wrong about them trying to join the airplane manufacturer field. And I don't have to remind you guys of the story of the 737 MAX, which just shows that a company in the efforts of making profits, killed literally 300 plus innocent people. A story from the West, a Western built plane. So I think sometimes it's good to cheer for others as well, you know. Our good example is the moon landing in, when was it, 1969, as the whole world was cheering for America and for that accomplishment. So, and when I see India's effort to land at the moon, and it did successfully, and then I see the fun and the jokes some people make of their tremendous achievement, it hurts. And I think sometimes, especially those social media warriors, we should just respect the effort of other nations as well to do exactly what we do. So there's nothing wrong about this. And I do love my trip on a comic. I do love my trip on a Sukhoi. And overall, it's great to see other nations step up, and there's more to come. You know, I'm sure India will eventually join the race as well in the civil aviation sector, and we should respect each other, and we should always, of course, be competitive, and we can crack a joke here and there, but we shouldn't belittle other nations' efforts to achieve greater goals. With that being said, very much looking forward to have this cup of coffee. So, and this is a very special review on the Sukhoi Superjet. Considering the size of the plane, it's actually pretty spacious. It's clean, it's nice, it's lovely, it's a loo. I mean, there's a few little details that are different to Western jets, but I mean, generally, a loo is a loo, no? But yeah, clean, compact, approved. Flying back now again to Sochi? Yeah. Unfortunately. So I was just doing a Russia tour, like for 5 days, doing some videos on the Russian airlines at the moment, because I do only airline videos, right? Yeah. So Russia is very interesting at the moment, right, with the sanctions, and now I'm going to South America and then finish, go home. No more flying. Thank you. Спасибо. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Such a lovely crew on this flight. Love the Sukhoi Superjet. And before I'm going to summarize my Russia adventure and the thoughts that I have that I really want to share with you guys, let's clear immigration. So, and here I am at the Yotel Hotel. Yotel Hotel, it sounds cool, which is located between landside and airside of the new Istanbul airport. Tomorrow I'm flying to Madrid. From Madrid to Bolivia, from Bolivia to Chile, from Chile to Antarctica. And that's going to be how I am ending my year 2023. What do I make of my Russian aviation tour? So first of all, today's flight on the Sukhoi Superjet and Rossiya was fabulous. It was amazing. And putting politics aside, it was very eye-opening to travel Russia, to see what it's like during the difficult circumstances. And I mean, I've been to countries that aren't as favorable seen in most of the part. I've been to Iran, I've been to the US that illegally invaded Iraq. You know, nobody ever says, hey Josh, why are you flying on US carriers? Or Uganda, who executes homosexuals. Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Singapore Airlines that hangs drug dealers, consumers, potheads. You know, what is legal in one country gets you hanged in another. So that's, for me, it's important. Put politics aside, see the human side of every trip. And that's what I did. That's why I went to Russia, to showcase you what the situation is right now in this country, what the aviation sector looks like. And as an aviation journalist, a storyteller, that's my job. That's what I do. And you build your own opinion. And I don't want to build an opinion without having been there. I am still very supportive of the Ukrainian cause. My grandmother is from Ukraine, but facts don't really care about your feelings. And I have to be unbiased, and I have to go there and have to do, in a world where everybody said fake news, fake news, fake news, I go there and I show you what the reality is, and you build your own opinion. And that's my job. And I had some beautiful human encounters, which reminded me again how important it is to not dehumanize Russians. Not all of them are supporting the invasion. Not all of them want war. In fact, I haven't met anybody who wants it. You know, of course, I've seen people walk around with a hat on and a big Z and all that stuff. That's part of it. That's reality. But generally, the conversations I had with Russians, they are sad about this. And I think this is why we probably are in situations like this, because we barely have this human exchange anymore, where we go and travel, where we get to know each other. And if we get to know each other, we start to like each other, and then we won't kill each other. You know, if we only on the internet, on Twitter, I think Twitter is one of the worst platforms in the world. That is that's the arena of the culture war that is happening, without people ever been to each other's country or ever spoken to somebody from a different culture, religion, whatever. And that's why I don't browse these websites. And since I spend less time on social media and spend more time meeting people, the world is just becoming a much more beautiful place. And I think this is my words to end this. I appreciate you guys coming along on this very interesting journey. And this should be it from my side. And yeah, had a great flight today. And if you want to access some extra perks, join my WhatsApp group, where we have a lot of members already. Great community. Have early access to my videos, or get the Cahill keyring. Check out the link in the description below. And I, of course, want to hear your opinion as well in the comment section below. So let me know what you thought of all this, and where do you want me to go next. All right, guys, I am going to get some köfte now. I love köfte, one of my favorite meals in the world. Turkish food is sensational, love it. And then get some sleep, and then continue my journey tomorrow. Guys, wherever you're off to, have a safe trip.